basic operations like image translation and image scaling, and we also briefly discussed about the interpolation aspects. Now let's see the other fundamental affine transformation, which is image reflection. As the name suggests, you're going to reflect your image along x-axis, across the x-axis or across the y-axis, which is simply represented by plus or minus 1 of x or plus or minus 1 of y, and in matrix operation something like this, right? It's very simple. You just reflect along the x or y direction. And example is something like this. Let's say letter R, okay? In this case, it is reflected along this particular axis, right? X-axis. So you're putting this guy down. That's what actually happening here. Similarly here, you're putting it this side, okay? So along the y-axis, you are actually doing the reflection. So it's a very simple standard operation. Don't need to spend much time on this. The other interesting aspect is image rotation, okay? So this is very interesting because what you need to actually, heavily used in many places, image rotation, okay? So the expression is very simple. So you have the original coordinates x and y, and you have the final coordinates x dash and y dash, and they're related by a simple rotation matrix as shown here. Okay, so one thing I think if you are losing out the bigger picture is like this x and y are not one value, okay? X and y are all the pixel x and y locations in your original image, and x dash and y dash are all the new locations in your new image or the output image, all the new x and y locations in your output image, and they are related by this simple formula. And if you forgot this simple formula, how it is coming and all these confusions, let's actually derive it, okay? So it's interesting. So let me actually quickly go to the canvas and quickly derive it for you, okay? Let's see. So I'm going to draw a symbol axis here, okay? Let's draw a symbol xy axis here, okay? So this is my x and this is my y axis, okay? Forgive me for my drawing. And let's put 2 points here. So let's say I have a point, a 2D point, okay? So let's say this point, it has the location x comma y, this point. And there is another point which I rotate this particular point by an angle, and I end up in getting, so the rotation means it has to actually follow a radius, right? Because you can really follow it. You can't deviate from this radius. So let's say this point is x dash, okay, y dash, okay? So this is a new point, and let's say the radius is r. So radius can't change, so this distance from the origin, okay, so let's say this is the origin. So this distance is r in both the cases, and let's say, okay, I'll take a different color. So let's say this is alpha and this is beta, or let's make it theta because you're using theta in the slides, right? So this is theta, okay? So originally you are at xy and you rotate that particular coordinate system by theta, okay? You end up in x dash y dash. Now let's actually derive a relation between x dash y dash with xy in terms of only theta, okay? So that is our objective. So now let's have an expression for xy based on the Pythagoras theorem or the Euclidean principle, right? So let's say, so what is x in terms of r and alpha, okay? So x is basically r cos alpha, right? Basically alpha is nothing, cos alpha is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse. So adjacent side is x, hypotenuse is by, so x by r is cos alpha, and if I put r to the other side, x equal to r cos alpha. Similarly, y is equal to r sin alpha. This you studied many times, right? Now let's put another expression, x dash y dash. So x dash is nothing but r, again same, cos, what is the angle? Alpha plus theta, okay? So alpha plus theta, right? Total angle is alpha plus theta. And let's expand this. So x dash is nothing but cos alpha plus theta, you know how to expand it. So cos alpha cos theta minus r sin alpha sin theta, correct? And we already know what is r cos alpha and r sin alpha. R cos alpha is nothing but x, so this becomes x cos theta, and r sin alpha is nothing but y, so y sin theta. So nice compact representation of x dash. Similarly, let's put for y dash, and y dash is basically r again instead of sin theta, alpha plus theta, right? So sin alpha plus theta here, so it will get expanded to sin alpha cos theta plus r cos alpha sin theta, Okay, nice representation. Again, r sin alpha, r cos alpha I know. Okay, so this is y dash. So y dash is nothing but x, sorry, y cos theta, because r sin alpha is y and r cos alpha is x, so x sin theta. So I have an expression for x dash, so let me put that way. So there is a nice expression for x dash and there is a nice expression for y dash. Now let me put it in terms of matrix operation. So then I have x dash y dash, because that's what we have right in the slide, is equal to x y. This will be a matrix. So this is 1 by 2, this has to be 2 by 2, correct? So what will come? So x dash is related like x cos theta. So this is cos theta minus y sin theta. So minus sin theta here. And similarly, y dash is related to x sin theta. So this has to be sin theta and y cos theta. Okay, that's what you are having. So x dash is x into cos theta plus y into minus sin theta. That's what you are having, x cos theta minus y sin theta. Y dash is nothing but x into sin theta plus y into cos theta. That's what you are having, x into sin theta plus y into cos theta. Now let me rearrange this here, okay, to a better looking expression. X dash y dash is equal to, let's put this first, the rotation matrix first. So then it becomes cos theta minus sin theta, a transpose of this, sin theta cos theta into x y. I want to put it in column base, that's why. So you see here x dash y dash is equal to cos theta minus sin theta cos theta into xy, and that's what you are having over in this particular expression, cos theta minus sin theta cos theta, right? Cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. That's what you are having here. Okay, so that is the derivation for the cos theta the rotation matrix, right, in a simple way. Okay, let's move ahead. I hope it's very clear. So all you need to do is, you have the original xy locations, you use this rotation matrix to find the new x dash y dash locations. You have to map the intensity from the locations in the input image to the new locations in the y output image, and remaining locations which are unknown intensity, you do the process of interpolation. That's how the entire image rotation works. Now the other aspect is the last one, which is actually shearing. Okay, so shearing is interesting because you are actually sort of having a parallelogram effect in the y or x direction. So in this case, if you remember, these points are, this 1 and 1 where we put is for the scaling or the reflection, right? And in those when we were doing rotation or scaling, these two things were 0. Always remember that. But when we do the shearing, this will be 1, and based on the x shearing or y shearing, you will put the values over in these two locations. So for example, here x shearing, which is as shown here, you put a lambda value. So lambda is the amount of shearing that you are going to do. And when you are doing y shearing, you put lambda here, and then you can see what is y shearing. It's around the shearing is in the y axis or in the y direction. Okay, so that is the meaning of it. So we will take up in the hands-on part in detail when we discuss about it, all of this, right? Okay, so let's move on. So now I want to generalize the all operations, the translations, the scaling, the rotation, the reflection, and the shearing in terms of this particular matrix representation. So you have the final representation x dash y dash in terms of x and y. So we have a, b, c, d parameters, which are basically the rotation, scaling, reflection, and shearing parameters, and you have a tx and ty component here, which is nothing but, what is this? This is nothing but the translation part of it. So let's see the translation first. So when we have the translation, you really don't have impact on this. So a becomes 1 and b becomes 0, c becomes 0 and d becomes 1, and then this nicely gets to xy, and you only have tx and ty part. So if somebody is still having doubt, it is as simple as this. Let me put the pen. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this basically is something like x dash y dash. You have it 1 0 0 1 into xy plus tx ty. Okay, so that nicely, this entire thing here gets nicely represented to basically expression, sorry for that, expression this one, xy. Okay, so let me just discard it. And then if you go for scaling or reflection, you notice B and C are zeros. Okay, so both of them are zeros. A and B takes the value of Cx and Cy, and when Cx is plus or minus 1 and Cy is plus or minus 1, it becomes reflection. Otherwise it is scaling. So it is basically you are increasing the number of x and y locations. Okay, and then rotation. Rotation, you already know it. ABCD takes the values of cos theta minus sin theta cos theta, and in both cases for scaling, reflection and rotation, Tx and Ty is 0, right? Remember that. And then the last is shearing. So in this case A and B are ones because you are not doing any scaling or reflection. You are actually shearing it in y or x direction, that is B and C will take the lambda values and that becomes shearing. In this case also this guy is 0. So this is the splitting. Okay, so nice way